that has an incredible team doing analysis and market research. And you know, when you talk to any business professional today, especially the ones that are doing really well and have large companies, the statement they make, man, what are the numbers? What are the numbers, man? Because we've got to decide to make some big investments, and we've got to know what we're going to be investing in, and if we're going to get the famous ROI. And here to talk a little bit about that is David Mesas. He's the Vice President of Business Development for Claritas. How are you, my friend? How's it going?
Doing well, thank you, Pete. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you for coming out, David. Before we get into some really cool information, especially a program, an event that we're doing this Thursday at the Business Forum Group, part of our Forum Academy series, what is Claritas all about?
So we're a data-driven marketing company. We essentially help companies find their best customers at scale. And so we use a three-pronged approach: identify, deliver, and optimize. Essentially helping you identify who your best customers are, whether in your database, on your website, and ultimately help you find lookalikes of those individuals and deliver messages to them, whether it's on their cell phone, on their computer, digitally, socially, or direct mail. And then ultimately optimize. So identify, deliver, and optimize, and using the data that we get from those campaigns to optimize and enhance your campaigns to increase your ROI and ultimately grow your business.
ROI, I mean, that's like the words that come out of every business professional company. What's my ROI? What's my rate of investment? Because more than ever, companies at any size are taking a look at the monies that they invest in marketing and growing their business in a very particular way. And the digital world has allowed all of us to get very specific information, whereas before, maybe 15, 20 years ago, it was our best guess, and hopefully they said to go in this direction, let's go ahead and spend money over there. Mm-hmm. Today is before we spend the money, you know, what is it that we're going to spend the money on, and not only that, but you know, we talk about having a niche in the marketplace and being a specialist. I think this kind of information allows folks to really be that specialist and not have to compete with 500 companies and dwindle down their competition, right?
Correct. And the return on investment question comes up a lot, you know, since the last recession. A lot of marketers, a lot of CMOs are forced by the CFOs to really prove that for every dollar that they're putting out there from a marketing perspective is generating some kind of return on that investment. And now with the power of data, marketers have the ability to see how well their campaigns are doing and reshift those budgets on the fly to something that is working and prove that ROI more effectively.
And I said this off air, but I'll ask the question, why is, and I'm asking this because a lot of business owners, and you don't have to be a major corporation to be thinking along these lines, a lot of people spend money digitally, social media, mm-hmm. email campaigns, stuff they put on their website, right? And saying, well, this is what everybody's doing, so we got to spend money here too. But why? Not only is market research important, but to having a good strategy in that market research, mm-hmm. all right, and to be able to see the fruits of what you hope to get.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of companies, they think they're doing it right. They're doing digitally. They hear it's the thing to do. They're doing email, direct mail, and some of the traditional media. But oftentimes they're doing the spray and pray or the carpet bomb approach of, hey, let's reach everyone that has this age. You know, millennials are hot. Let's go after every millennial that has income and owns their house. And they're in these zip codes. So they target certain zip codes. What we do is really help you refine and identify that ideal audience. And we start off with your data first. We help you analyze your current customers, identify who are your best, and then find more of those out there. So within that zip code, there could be 10,000 people living in that zip code. We can identify the 500 that are ideal, and we know based on your data, they have a higher propensity to buy your services. What this is allowing is for the small businesses, small medium-sized businesses, to compete with the bigger players in the markets by becoming local, understanding their audiences, and connecting with them through an omni-channel approach. And an omni-channel approach just basically means using different channels, whether it's a combination of direct mail, email, social, and digital, and giving the consumer the perception that your small business or medium-sized business is really around them in all areas. They see you in their mailbox, they see you in their email box, and they see you online when they're browsing any website or on social media. And so that's the power.
They see you in your soup that you're eating, basically. I mean, that's an exaggeration.
We're almost at that point.
We're excited that this coming Thursday, we continue with our series, Forum Academy, a series that is focusing on education, actually the teaching of a topic to the audience that day, the attendees, with the purpose that they walk out of there with some important information, as we like to say, golden nuggets, that they can then apply to their business that very same day. And David will be our facilitator on Thursday. It's the Forum Academy, brought to you by the Business Forum Group and VentureX, which is where we have our home. And the title of the Academy is Leveraging Business and Consumer Intelligence to Grow Your Business. You cannot take that wording, especially to grow your business, lightly. Okay, it's used a lot, and there are three things that you're going to walk away with. If obviously you got to be there, number one, and number two, you got to be very proactive and listening to what David's going to share. What are those three areas that the audience can expect on Thursday morning?
Well, we're going to help you understand, first of all, the dynamics of the market in the local market within Doral, and how that impacts running a business in the local market, and how having a store in one area versus another part of the community, how the trade area really defines the consumers that you can reach. The second is the power of your own audience data to really leverage insights that are available. For example, we're going to show some examples of multicultural consumers, Hispanic consumers, understanding their level of acculturation, their language usage, and how... You
say that word so easily, acculturation.
I've
been struggling with that for like 2 weeks. I said, culture, and you can say acculturation.
Acculturation, it's 15 years of practice, but yeah, it's really how much, it's how a consumer adopts a new culture and retains their existing culture, whether they're Hispanic, Asian, or another group. And the last part is really using technology and data. It scares a lot of people, it scares a lot of business owners. We're going to show you how easy it can be, and there's low-cost ways of doing it. There's obviously more intricate ways of doing it, but really showcasing to small, medium-sized, and big businesses in the forum how easy it is to use the power of data to understand your business and use your marketing dollars more efficiently to really grow. And what we do a lot is encourage testing. Test in different areas, different mediums, and see what's really driving that, and analyze. So we're going to show you how you can leverage teams like ours at Claritas to be that consumer insights team that the General Mills of the world, the PepsiCos of the world have, but you'll be a small, medium-sized business really leveraging this team of data scientists and statisticians and digital marketers to grow your business.
You can run your small business as if you were a large corporate, a Fortune 500 company, right? The dollars might be a little bit different and what you generate or what you can invest, but it is to adopt that mindset of using effective, proven strategy that the large corporations do to do their studies. I mean, when you see someone coming in to open up a franchise, in any market, okay, that building didn't just go up and say, that's a nice corner, let's go put the next Wendy's there or whatever that franchise might be. There is real intensive study that goes to picking and choosing the site, right, based on a series of factors there.
Yes.
Right? What could be a series of some of those factors?
I mean, we do that quite a bit for companies actually, and they use some of our platforms. We have a platform called the Geoscape Intelligence System that allows you to do all this micro level retail analytics. You want to look at, depends on the type of business. I mean, if you're a business that's like a restaurant and you're catering to families, you want to make sure that there's enough families, the age, the incomes. We look at consumer expenditure in the area. We look at projected growth for the next 5-10 years. And so we look at the factors demographically, economically, and then high level, the behaviors of the consumers to really help you pinpoint where you should be opening up that location, whether it's one or several hundred across the entire U.S.
Yeah, it's the more I talk with David, the more fascinated I get with because okay, there is more so-called competition than ever before because of the age of technology. There are more companies that are out there doing what you do or similar types of services, okay? So whatever you feel is a unique product or service, it may just be that when you first come out, but trust me, within a very short period of time, the first thing is going to happen, you're going to get copycatters. People that say they do exactly what you do. Now, when you take a close look, well, they're not really quite there, but perception is reality, right? With the information that David is sharing today, the idea is to take that unique product or service and define a message, right, that will engage in a very powerful way your audience. So they, in their minds, number one, you're not just unique, but you're going to be unique for a period of time because you're getting ahead of the curve because you're going to have copycatters get in line there, right? So, and the same thing holds true for large companies or companies that are around for many, many years that have been successful in a different type of environment. I look at department stores, all right? Look at your brick and mortars. You know, look at the ones that didn't get with the groove, the Sears and Roebuck and the Kmarts and all that. But then look at the Walmarts that, of course, brick and mortar, they're popping up everywhere, but they're also being very smart to use the digital platform in a very effective way. Okay, so, you know, all of this is something that from my limited knowledge is absolutely critical for any business at any level, period.
Yeah, and you can't ignore it. Right now, that's it would be almost criminal to ignore all this power of intelligence out there. But again, it all goes back to, you know, some business owners like, oh, I don't know tech, you know, that's my website guy or that's my digital person. This coming to this forum is going to help you become more comfortable with understanding the power that's at your fingertips, leveraging companies that are doing it big scale and smaller scale, and you have now the power to compete with other big retailers and other players by really understanding the local market. We work with those big players that you're mentioning. They would love to have the understanding that these local players have of the local markets. Right now, the companies that are winning,
that's a leg up that the small business owner in that market has.
Right now, the way you win is knowing local. The companies that are winning are the big companies that know local. You mentioned Walmart because they know local. And so the local players have a leg up. You need to take advantage of that. But you also need to be playing with the same data, the same tools, at a smaller scale, but the same tools and data that the big boys are playing with.
Why should someone come in from another part of the country or the world and take away your market share in your market? You should know your market better than anybody else. If you're going to strive to do anything, a lot of you that are listening right now that are small business owners are spending a lot of money on social media, okay? But you're not spending money on that social media the way you should be as a business. Personal, yeah, okay, that's a different thing, social. But social media / business media, okay? And you're not spending that money and the way you're doing it. It's like a checklist approach. Okay, we're spending money on ads and we're boosting and we're doing all of this there, but again, that could be very wasted money that would really is a detriment to your bottom line at the end of the day if you're not getting that ROI. So it's better to spend less money but do it in a smarter way. Right?
And the reason why the big players are also spending more is they they know their audiences, but sometimes they're just trying to get a lot of scale, a lot of reach. And so with that reach, they sometimes send their ads to people that probably will never buy it. They may buy at some point, there's some percentage. What we're gonna do with you all is just give you that precise, the filet mignon piece of the audience, if you will, that have the highest propensity to purchase.
I'm glad you say filet mignon because that's usually the smallest piece of meat that you
Modded,
get.
but the nicest tasting.
But it's the nicest tasting.
So you're only paying for the impressions you're showing to the right audience, not to that excess. And yeah, you pay a little bit more per impression to get it in front of the right audience, but you end up getting more response from that group.
Absolutely, I love it there. David, we're about out of time here, but I wanted to again, I want you to put a big call to action of everybody listening right now, and that why they should see you get on stage and shine. If you were them, if you were them,
If I was them, I always get the sense that folks down here in South Florida are not really aware that there is this kind of data, these kind of companies out there that have this kind of intelligence, that have data on over 200 million American adults, their name, their address, their emails, their phone devices, the way to connect. Coming to this session is really going to open up your eyes about how much data is out there, how you can leverage it, be smart about it, and also really learn about how interesting the Doral market is for businesses to operate in. But as a whole, when you
and by the way, you can do this in any market.
I can do this in any
We're
market.
going to talk about Doral, but
we're using Doral as a case study, but we have this across the U.S. and even internationally.
Well, this Thursday, March 12th, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., leveraging business and consumer intelligence to grow your business. This event will be at Venture X, the home of the Business Forum Group, 8350 Northwest 52nd Terrace, Suite 301, Doral, Florida, 33166. Go to our Facebook page, the Business Forum Group, or go directly to Eventbrite and sign up today. We have limited space, and everything David shared, he's going to share it in a wider range on Thursday. And if you want to grow your business, use what the world's using today, technology, but be smart about how you use it, right? David, how can the listeners connect with you?
Claritas.com, just how it sounds. And I'm also on LinkedIn under David Mesas. That's many tables in Spanish. And my Twitter is @PassionSpire, all one word.
We never would figure it out unless you told us that today. That's pretty good. David, looking forward to Thursday, man.
All right,
Thank you very much, man. Good job, man.
Take care, Pete.
All right, everybody. Hey,